Today we're going to be doing some Mammon and the Knights of Avarice. It's a part of the Trench Crusade series I've been covering lately. This was recommended to me in my Discord by my followers and everything. So I'm gonna check it out. I do find this interesting enough to keep tabs on it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what this one's about, shall we? Last time we were doing with the Sultans, right? The Sultans, their army. No. That was not the last thing we did. The last thing we did was about the Court of Hell, their soldiers. I'm just remembering all of that. Yeah, that was bad. That being said, let's see what this one's about.
It is said that no other archdevil has brought more mortals to workshop at the altars of hell than the Prince of Greed, Mammon. No archdevil has so directly positioned himself in opposition to the Almighty as he. Where God preaches generosity in giving, Mammon understands the flawed nature of man, attacking human self-interest with subtle grace and patience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mammon understands that the pebble leads to the avalanche, and once a human has a taste for a full belly and a fuller purse, they are easily herded toward damnation. Mammon was not originally a being of great power, created as an angel before the first falling. He was said to stare enviously and longingly at the gilded roads of heaven. When Lucifer rebelled, Mammon threw in his lot with the usurper, seeing the chance for progression amongst all the upheaval. When they were cast out of heaven,
that didn't go well,
into the waiting fires of hell, he was one of the first to see the value in small acts of defilement of the new currency that was the corruptible human spirit. Over millennia, Mammon built his power, tapping into humanity's endless inner war with its own greed and desire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shoring up resources and influence until eventually he became an archdevil to rival the likes of Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Belphegor. Mammon himself is a creature of pure greed, never content with what he has and always plotting and planning to get more.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There are rumblings that he has his eyes on the very throne of hell itself.
How could he not?
Mammon might be the archdevil of greed, but he is also the archdevil of prosperity, and those who worship him will truly benefit, gaining all their heart's desires, for a short time at least. Mammon loves to manifest in the lives of two rivals, offering both the riches and advantages that they seek, then dashing the hopes of one and using them to destroy the other.
Yep, that makes sense.
If two merchants are trading, he will inspire one to lie about the quality or availability of goods, while gently massaging the greed of another to over-leverage himself financially to try and take advantage, thus resulting in the ruination of one. He'll then plague the one who lost everything with thoughts of anger and betrayal until eventually the man
corruption,
snaps, often resulting in
of course, corruption.
Mammon is a creature of unusual cruelty in that he understands it is necessary to let someone feel success and wealth and comfort, and only then does snatching it all away from them truly hurt the most. Warbands that venerate him are a very embodiment of greed and arrogance. Mammon often works from the shadows, using the power of gold and luxury to corrupt everyone, be they human or demonic. He has been known to enact complex and multifaceted plans to manipulate the lords of hell to his favor, in the truly Byzantine politics of the damned. It is claimed that much of hell's inability to truly push out from the gates of Inferno is because of Mammon's plotting. With Beelzebub in a current position of strength, it doesn't serve Mammon's interest to have a wave of disease-ridden destruction, ruining everything of value. He'd rather drag out the war until he is in a position to fully prosper from it rather than see others benefit. His mortal followers are much the same. Arrogant, manipulative, and greedy beyond comprehension.
I'm very interested to see the
Mammon
truths.
only chooses those who have accumulated vast wealth through foul means, and especially favors those who do war on his behalf to extract wealth from those they have conquered or slain. The warbands who follow the Prince of Greed call themselves the Knights of Avarice.
Let's see how they look.
And are known only to sack the richest cities, besiege the most opulent settlements, and quit the field the moment staying there becomes too costly. Such heretics display their wealth extravagantly, and prefer to carry the most expensive and hard to acquire weapons, armor, and equipment, and they suffer none to join them who lack the means to acquire their glittering panoply. They are festooned with chains of gold and finest silk cloaks, and their armor is gilded with gold and decorated with precious stones.
I'm hearing all good things. I just can't wait until it shows one of them and they look absolutely horrible, but have such glittery stuff on, you know?
And the handles of their great coin hammers are made of the rarest of woods.
Oh.
The Knights of Avarice accept members from the children of the rich industrialists.
I just went through this. I don't see any
bored
pictures.
Sons and daughters.
Ah, do we not have pictures yet? Oh, that's a bit of a shame. I would love to see pictures.
Of royal families who have sworn allegiance to Mammon for the promises that they will get to keep their family thrones after Hell succeeds in taking over the earth. The Knights of Avarice also have access to complex hidden economies, loyal merchants, politicians, entertainers, and scholars who all send wealth and supplies in much the same way that the loyalists of Christ support New Antioch. This gives them access to weapons, armor, and supplies that might normally only appear in the armies of the Trench Pilgrims, New Antioch, or the Iron Sultanate itself, as there is truly nothing that money cannot buy. Yet, despite the opulent wealth on display, their finery is tarnished by blood and soot that spews from the Hellgate, and the delicate artistic filigree of their golden masks is both terrible and beautiful in equal measure. The Knights of Avarice cannot hide what they are, and all the gold and glittering jewels is not enough to stop their true souls manifesting, especially as they get closer to the gates of hell. In combat, they favor hammers and clubs that break bones but leave the flesh and blood intact, as well as poison gas and highly accurate rifles. Broken bones will heal, and incapacitated enemies can fetch a good price in the slave markets, or be used as free labor in the many business interests that Mammon controls.
Horrible.
They scorn crude and destructive fire or explosive weapons that could damage.
General thought, have we seen what happened with that that paladin, that corrupted paladin yet? Because I remember that one of them got corrupted. Of the 12 paladins, there's only 9, because 2 fell and 1 was corrupted. And I'm very interested in what happened with that paladin that turned traitor.
Any objects of value. They also specialize in gas weapons, which can destroy an enemy while leaving all their gear and armor intact. The highly feared Goethic warlock is also a common sight amongst the Knights of Avarice, as these eternally hungering creatures are the result of Mammon's infernal workshops and factories, and are slaves to his never-ending desire for more power and more wealth. After the Knights of Avarice have claimed a victory in combat, they scour the battlefield or any settlement they've conquered like a swarm of locusts. Anything and everything of value is taken. Metals from brass to bronze and from silver to gold, art objects, precious stones, livestock, tradable goods,
anything that's good,
rare tomes and scrolls. All are meticulously catalogued and carried away by slaves and demonic beasts of burden, or great armoured cars that take the stolen loot to vast underground treasure chambers which act as the temples of Mammon. Even the dead are stripped of their flesh with an impassioned skill of a seasoned butcher, ready to be sold at markets of the heretic domains, and internal organs are taken from their fallen victims or carefully preserved in alchemical liquids to be sold to the scientists of the infernal laboratories. For
That's
Mammon,
disgusting.
The act of war is an ever-expanding economy, and every dead combatant has a value, even the ones on his own side.
Yeah.
The Knights of Avarice treat their own dead with little dignity, as the only thing of worth is power, and power is wasted on the deceased. Their own soldiers will be stripped of their armor and weapons, butchered like animals and rendered down in the same grotesque manner of their enemies, until eventually even their bones and connective tissues are boiled into glues to create the ledgers of Mammon's many infernal
business
bookkeepers
is
and
booming.
quartermasters.
Business is booming.
The
Business
property
is
of
booming.
Mammon is constantly counted and recounted, with everything trackable from pennies to princes, and when something cannot be located, Mammon's greed turns into an uncontrollable anger. For the heretics of the path of Mammon, hoarding riches is not merely desire, it is their religious compulsion. They are driven every hour of every day to increase the wealth of their leader, to find him more resources, more workers, and more slaves. Ironically, they gain little pleasure from their vast wealth, as their greed makes them continuously desire ever more riches. Thus, their warbands roam the no man's land, looking for forgotten treasures or foes to dissect and turn into wealth. For the greed of Mammon will never be satiated, and after he owns every speck of wealth and power on the earth, he shall turn his eyes back to heaven, to those brightly gilded roads that first caught his eye,
And what
long
started
before
everything.
the first fall.
Yeah. To the original greed. Okay, that was very interesting. I very much enjoyed that. Yeah, I'd definitely be down to react to more of these. Just honestly, I'll let my chat and I'll let my viewers show me where to go from here, you know?
Finally,
On which
I
one.
found it.
Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Alright though. I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye YouTube. Bye bye.